I mentioned the championship playoff and the two U.S. goalkeepers that featured in it. Luton Town come from behind to beat Lyndon Gooch, captained Sunderland. Ethan Horvath advancing to the final. 2-0 is the final score in the second leg. The story of this tie: set pieces and Luton Town's physical prowess and aerial prowess. I know Sunderland just couldn't field the center backs they wanted, and boy, did they get punished for it. On the balance of play, when the ball was moving, this was really even. Maybe you give Luton Town a slight edge. They were a little bit better in that second leg. Sunderland had to clear the ball off the line a couple times. But the goals they actually scored were set pieces. And in the second leg in particular, every time they took a set piece, they were causing all kinds of havoc. It was chaos, and they were winning second balls and just dominant in the air. The set pieces decided this. And Luton Town are probably just a better team at this point. And Coventry fall into the same category. I'll talk about them in a minute. But every year, just get better and better and better and go one step farther. And so here they are, celebrating at Kenilworth Road, one game away from the Premier League. It's remarkable. And I do want to applaud Sunderland. I really liked some of the things I saw from them. They're just not quite there yet, which is more than understandable considering the journey they've been on recently. And it will be interesting to see, this is the team that was heavily reliant on two loanees, Ahmed Diallo, Joe Gelhardt. Can you get Ahmed Diallo for another season? And I would have to assume if Leeds get relegated, Joe Gelhardt is going back to Leeds. If Leeds stay up, can you get, that was part of the magic of this, is the loans worked out really, really well, and Ahmed Diallo is just a phenomenal player. And there's no guarantee you can get a guy like that back or get a guy to replace him that is anything close to what he offers you in terms of technical ability. So it's going to be an important summer for Sunderland to build on this and find a way to kind of make sure they establish themselves as a championship team and a top half of the table championship team, and prove that this wasn't just kind of everything coming together perfectly for them. Your other game, Coventry City, on the road, go get the win, get the goal to take this tie 1-0 on aggregate. Zach Steffen did not cover himself in glory on said goal. He comes to the edge of the box and doesn't get the ball. Eventually it ends up in the back of the net. Borough they put the ball in the back of the net late in the game. It's correctly ruled for offside. It was not a close call. It was offside. But they did create some opportunities in their sort of late charge to equalize. Just wasn't enough in the end. I mentioned Luton Town, this idea of just getting better every season. And Luton Town have been able to do it in a world where, managers have kind of come and gone at least a little bit. Coventry just get better every single season under Mark Robbins. Their journey has been phenomenal, remarkable. And here they are, one game away from the Premier League. And it's just steady improvement. And it also goes to show you what actually trusting a manager and accepting that it's not always, being realistic with your expectations and understanding it's not always going to be perfect can do for you. I believe he's the longest tenured manager in the championship. And obviously a decent amount of his time wasn't actually spent in the championship. It was spent bringing them to this point. But stability matters. And it especially matters at a club that isn't operating in the same financial world as, West Brom or Norwich or Fulham or Burnley or whatever, these teams that have been in the Premier League recently, Nottingham Forest, who are spending big money and have these parachute payments and are operating like, maybe not a Premier League team, but, one of the 25 biggest teams in England, right? The teams near the top of the championship who are able to be, Sheffield United with what the money they made in the Premier League. That's not what Coventry is. And yet here they are. It's a great story. Congratulations. Really excited for this playoff final. And it is kind of ironic to me that, right, we talk about it as the most expensive game in the sport and so much is on the line. And here we have Luton Town and Kenilworth Road and Coventry City. It's phenomenal. It's not these teams Middlesbrough, right, trying to get back to the Premier League, have been near the top of the championship. One of the bigger clubs in the championship. No. Sunderland, massive fan base, huge history. Nope, not Sunderland. Not West Brom. Not Sheffield United. Although, they took care of business. But just the idea of this being Luton Town and Coventry City, I absolutely love. So congratulations to both of those clubs. One more game to go. One of them will be in the Premier League next season.